Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel for the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and Big Brother super fan, here to break down the latest episode 12, the Sunday night HOH episode. But first, like Julie Chen says, smash that like, hit that subscribe as we are on our way to 50K subscribers.
What's POV?
What is POV? What is POV? So smash that like, hit that subscribe. If you want to support the channel further, you can always send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. You can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Thank you to those of you who have done that. Or you can consider joining my membership either on YouTube or Patreon, which I'm sure one of my lovely mods will drop the link for that in the live chat. But it's also everything you need to know is in the description of this video.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
Happy Sunday, you guys. We are here to talk about the latest episode and some spoilers. Okay, so I want you guys to sound off in the live chat. Tell me all your hopes, thoughts, dreams, and opinions when it comes to BB27, this past episode. And then once we get to the spoilers, we will sound off on that because a lot of things are going on in the Big Brother house. One last reminder before we get started, we are having Angela, the legend herself, on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific. Angela will be here chatting all things Big Brother, all things BB27, and it should be a fun time. So make sure you have your notifications on so you get notified when I go live. Okay. You guys. Thank you. I be in Lisa. Elsa. Okay. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member and joining the Lean team. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for the support. Okay. That is my little song. I guess you didn't need all of that, but here we are. All righty. So tonight's episode, we come right back from Adrian's eviction, and there's more crying, you guys. Everyone is crying again, and I'm like, previously on Big Brother, everybody was crying, snotting, so sad, and now we're still crying, snotting, so sad. And I just want everyone to stop crying for 5 seconds because it seems like everyone, whether they're HOH on the block, volunteer to go on the block, don't want to go on the block, have never been on the block, is crying. Yay. So Kelly's pissed. Kelly and the 4 other people who voted to evict Will, or the 3 other people, including Kelly, which makes 4, are pissed. Keanu, Riley, Catherine, Kelly, they're not happy because Zach and Vinny were supposed to vote with them, they thought. But we know Zach and Vinny are playing all the sides. So Kelly feels, especially by Vinny, aka Vince, she feels betrayed. And so she's like, oh God, had I known, I would have just thrown it. I would have just thrown it to Adrian. Now remember, last update I told you, Kelly has been saying on the feeds that she did in fact try to throw this competition to Adrian because she knew there were 8 differences in the BB Butt Blaster competition of the 2 rooms. But she put 7. Hoping that her and Will would tie and then Adrian would win. I don't know the logic there, you guys. These people aren't smart, okay? No. I'm sure they're fantastic in their real lives, but as far as gaming goes, it's a struggle, all right? It's a struggle to follow the logic because it seems as though even though BB27 has alliances, they're not working with the alliances. But you know what they are doing? Crying. Oh, everyone is like, Adrian. They feel blindsided. Riley's pissed. Kelly's crying. And then we see Ava doing the damn thing and changing Zach and Vinny's vote in the food storage room, or the storage room, I guess you can just call it. Mere minutes, hours before the live eviction, Ava's like, yo, here's the numbers. I'm Ava. And they're like, oh, we don't want to draw the line in the sand. We don't want to make Widow Warren have to break the tie. She's just a widow girl. She's just a widow girl. So we're going to vote with the other side. And leaving these four holding the will vote, voting Will out. And Ava's like, yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to come over. Come on, Vince. Come on, Zach. Vote with us, the cool kids. We're going to keep Will. And they're like, oh, okay. So Ava just doing the work here. Dressed like Charlie Manson's favorite it girl, just doing the work. All right. So Kelly and Vince talk. And Kelly is like, do you hate me? She's just really trying to come to terms with this last minute change with Vince because she really thought, well, he's with me. I've been volunteering. When he was HOH, I volunteered to go on the block. I helped him out. Okay, I told him all about South Dakota and Mount Rushmore and secret little ways you can drive and see Mount Rushmore away from the crowds. I told him about the deals at Wall Drug. I told him about stuff. I can't believe he'd do this to me. So Kelly feels betrayed. And she's like, well, if Vinny's willing to get Adrian out, he's willing to get me out. Yeah, he is, Kelly. He is. All right. So do something about it. Take him out. Now I am fully in. I don't think this will happen, but I would love to see Kelly take Vince out. Wouldn't that be just magical to watch Kelly come for Luigi from the Mario and Luigi brothers, from the Mario brothers? I guess they're not the Mario and Luigi brothers. Justice for Luigi because he's a brother too. Why are they just the Mario brothers? That's not their last name. That's one brother's name, right? Am I wrong? I don't know. They're plumbers. Okay. So that would be amazing if she did it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Then Triple Threat is crying in the bathroom, kind of. They're like, oh, yeah, that was rough. Sending little Adrian home. They're joined by others. So we know Triple Threat is Jimmy, Mickey, and Morgan. And then Ashley comes in, Rachel, Ava, and they start contemplating who changed their vote. Like, what was the last minute, or who still voted Will out? And they're trying to figure out the four that voted to keep Adrian. And Ashley says in a DR, she's like, we need to concentrate as a group and we need to get out the targets, which are Keanu, Kelly, Catherine, which just happens to be KKK, which isn't ideal for them. I wouldn't say to name their alliance that. I would say niche, as my dad says. Don't do that, okay? And then Riley. So KKKR, but if you just leave it at KKK or RKKK, but then that could be RFK. You know where I'm going. Okay. So she's like, we got to get rid of Keanu. We got to get rid of Riley. We got to get rid of Kelly. We got to get rid of Catherine. We got to work together to get them out. Well, wouldn't that be a good thing to do? However, this is BB27. That would just be too easy, too logical. So then Keanu and Riley talk. They're pissed. Okay. Riley's mad. He's big mad. And they're mad that Zach and Vinny flipped. They're like, Fessy, who flipped? Zach and Vinny. Why would they flip? We're dudes. And we do dude stuff. And we were duding out. And we're duty dudes. We're dudes. I mean, Riley's so mad. He's like, that's it. My Jesus bat wing, dark wing duck tattoo's coming out. So he has a lot of wings because he's got an angel wing necklace. But you guys see what I'm talking about with this tattoo? He's got Christ on the cross, but Christ is part bat, part angel, part Jesus. All Son of God. Okay? Interesting. Très intéressant, as the French say. And so he took his shirt off for this. He's like, I need my nipples out because I'm pissed. He's big mad. Oh my God, this Riley guy, I can't, you guys. It's just like, oh my goodness. It's a lot. Yeah, that's a good point. Austin said Riley flipped the first week though, but it's okay when he does it. Okay, it's okay when the KKK does it, Toria, but not when the others do it. Apparently, again, hopefully they don't go with that name. I heard they were throwing that out. No, they weren't. I made that part up. That's silly talk. That's ridiculous. But okay, stop there, Jolene. But it looks like it. Okay, we're just gonna stop there. So then Riley talks to Zach. He's like, "Get in here, pretty boy." He doesn't say that. He talks a big game. Riley's the type. He'll buck up to a woman, but once a man comes around, he's like, "Aw, shucks. Aw, hell. It's okay. It's all right. We're good. We're good. We're good." So his shirt's out, nipples erect, ready to have the conversation with Zach. And Riley, did you guys notice how Riley was his pronunciation of manipulated? He was like, "I wish people wouldn't be manipulated with the ew. People are too manipulated. Not manipulated, they're manipulated. That's the problem." And Zach's like, "I'm sorry. I care." Zach gets into like the sad boy, the lover boy. He's trying to, relate to Riley's inner Love Island. So he's like, I care for Lauren so much. And I couldn't let her break a tie vote, Riley. I don't know why I have a southern accent now, but I do. I'm the son of a preacher man, my daddy. And I love your tattoo. I love bats and Halloween, and I also love Christ. So that tattoo is beautiful. Thanks be to you, Lord Jesus Christ. And that's not sacrilegious, because again, my daddy's a pastor. Anyways, shout out to producer Prince. I can't leave Lauren holding the vote, because I care about that girl. And Riley's like, "I get that, because Catherine gives me big boners. She gives me boners. And one day we're going to sleep in the same bed. When I'm HOH, I'm going to have her put lotion on Jesus's bat wings." And Zach's like, "That's great, Riley. That is very romantic. I hope that happens for you." So Zach and Riley have a conversation. Obviously, Riley does not buck up to him, does not really call him out very much. He just looks at him with like creepy stoned eyes. Keanu is pissed and he talks to Vinny. And again, we have another situation where the dudes are like, "Man, these dudes went against us. They're supposed to be our bros, our homie bros, our brodos, penises for life, penile implants, hard-ons and such. We're pissed." But then once they actually talk to the guys, they are just like, "Yeah, it's okay, buddy." So he's talking to Vinny, and he lets Vince know, "I have every reason to second guess you, okay? But I don't, brother. I don't, brother, man." He's like, I think he's channeling, Hulk Hogan or something, R.I.P. And he's like, "Okay, brother, I could easily second guess you, brother, but I don't, because you got a dick." That's like the only logic I can think of why they're not more mad than they get at the women. Okay. Other than the fact that we are working with the patriarchy. So Keanu is just like, "But I still trust you, brother." But then in the DR, Keanu says, "I actually don't trust him. But maybe I do a little." Because he's so little, Vince. He's got them skinny jeans. He's got them buns of steel, just real little bony butt, Vince. Love him. Vinny cries. Did you guys see Vince crying? He was like, "I might be laying it on kind of thick." I'm like, You think, Vince? He's got his beanie and his hands that have never done a day's labor. My dad said, "Never trust a man with soft hands." But that's the Paul Lunzer way. That's not everybody's way. That's my dad's way. Okay. Shout out to Paul, Teamster Paul. But he's, just the softest of hands. The most flat ironed hair. Is that plugs? Does he have plugs in his ear? He either has plugs or an ear infection. Pretty much the same a lot of times. And he says, "Keanu, yeah, I want to make it up to you. I'm going to make it up to you." Ah. So Vinny's crying, and it's just more crying. And I'm like, everybody is crying, but Vinny's really playing it up. And Keanu's like, you know what, brother? You can make it up to me by winning HOH and getting the numbers back on our side. Making it right, brother. And Vince is like, I'm going to make it right. Okay? Now, you can count on my word, even though you probably can't because I owe my parents. I told them I would pay rent and my mom was going to take that money and put it in a savings account and give it to me so I could eventually move out, but I've never paid them anything. So, but I did once leave my Discover card there and told her she could use it, but it was maxed out. But it was the thought that counts. Okay? So they have, their little conversation. And then about making it even, you got to win HOH. You got to make it even. Then Riley and Catherine are talking again about manipulators, not manipulators, manipulators, which are far worse than manipulators. If you don't know, now you know. Okay? Riley's like, these manipulators. I can't stand these manipulators. Why does Riley's belt buckle weigh more than he does? Okay? Man, that's my goal weight. Okay? I'm just jealous of Riley's skinny self. So Riley and Catherine do this. This is a fake ass snake manipulators. And of course, they think the girls are just following Vince and Zach. The girls couldn't have an original thought because they're girls.
Patriarchy!
So they're just following Vince and Zach, And then Kelly comes in and Kelly's like, hey, Riley, did you vote for Adrian to stay? And Riley goes, of course I did, Kelly. Of course I did. What do I look like, a manipulator? Because I'm not. I'm a good guy. Kelly's like, I know you did. I'm just making sure. I just don't know who to trust. I'm just sick of the votes going in the direction of the house. They confirm that they believe Keanu voted to keep Adrian. So they're like, I guess it was just the four of us. Kelly tells Riley about her final two with Vince. She starts spilling. She's like, okay, well, me and Vince had a final two. Yeah, we did. Just want you to know everything because I tell everyone everything and I'm an excellent instigator. Kelly has come to a point in the game, you guys, where she's like, oh no, I can't cry anymore. She's like Sheryl Crow. I can't cry anymore. And she's also saying she's not going to volunteer anymore. That's nice, right? Those manipulators. Manipulators. Previously on Big Brother, we have a bunch of manipulators. Have you heard about these manipulators? They're all over Big Brother. And Riley's going to suss them out and find them. So don't you worry your pretty little head. You sit back, you get a drink, and watch Riley get these manipulators and also try to hump Catherine and have another baby. Allegedly. Okay. So Kelly says, I'm not volunteering no more. I'm done with that. She's not going to volunteer to go on the block for these hating ass bitches. Kelly's had it. All right. Her South Dakota thug is coming out. She's like, these hating ass hoes don't deserve me not knowing how to play the game and volunteering myself week after week and then acting like the victim. Like, how did I get here? Why am I always on the block? I never get to talk game because I'm always on the block. Girl, you volunteered. Okay? It's not that hard to just not volunteer. You could easily go, nah, I don't want to go up. But Kelly's like, I'm done with these hating ass hoes. They go to hell. They go to hell. So then we get our HOH comp, you guys, with the manipulators on Big Brother. Let her cry. If the tears fall down like rain. Yeah, Kelly, everybody is just Hootie and the Blowfish in it with these tears. So we get our HOH competition, and it is Killer Carnival. That's right. Killer Carnival. And I love myself a good carnival. I got my rainy day revival carnival store in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Atlanta. And Lauren is hosting. So this is sure to be a riveting. Producer Prince is leaving. He heard Lauren's hosting. No offense, all offense to Lauren. Okay, girl. But yeah, it's not the greatest. She's like, hello. Did you guys know this competition, this HOH competition, took 2 days to film with Lauren hosting? She was like, hi, welcome to the Killer Carnival. I don't know what I should do now, Vince. And it was a lot of that. Thank you, Laura and Christy Buffenmeyer, for the super chat. Christy and I think that Bull Riders theme song is Chell's famous bop about being a dick. His temper is slightly scary. And by slightly, I think you mean terrifying. And the song that Laura and Christy are saying would be Riley's song is this one, created by my husband, Hype Man Husband Chell RN. Smash that like if you haven't already. Let's go.
Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick. Don't be a dick, that's what you're being right now. You need to stop, check yourself, and calm the fuck down. Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick. The things that you do, you're obviously very hurt, and that's why I think that you're a big fucking jerk. Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick.
Shout out to Hype Man Husband Chell RN for creating that original banger. Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick. Shout out, shout out. Okay. So thank you so much, Laura and Christy, for the super chat and also prompting me to play the Don't Be a Dick. Super Christian Legends Za says, Jolene, I love you, but do not ever compare Vinny to the Mario brothers, okay? They're international star plumbers. Vinny is unemployed. I apologize. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? I will never do that again, but I might do it again. I'll be honest with you. I'm probably going to do it again, but you make a very valid point. So as Lauren slowly got through the competition and reading all of the directions, basically they had to pick teams, and there was going to be one person left out, and that person was Kelly. You guys, the cat is real behind me. That is producer Prince, one of our wonderful producers. We have 2 cat producers, producer Prince and producer Cordelia, and 3 dog producers, producer Buffy, producer Teddy, and producer Dave Dog Millionaire. So we got a lot of producers. I got a lot of people on my payroll. Okay. And this is the work that they do. So very, very good work. Very good work. So Kelly's left out, and Kelly's like, oh, this reminds me of high school PE. I don't believe that. I believe that Kelly was probably like, hey guys, when you had to do those like tests, you know, you have to do the fitness tests. She was like, I can do it. She was probably pushing the other girls over. So I don't know if I believe this. Again, this cast this season really likes to go back to their childhood trauma, their unprocessed childhood trauma, and bring it up. So she's like, I feel left out. But lucky for Kelly, when she's left out, she gets a free pass to round 2. So she's like, never mind. No big deal. I'm like, I'm surprised she didn't just volunteer to not play. That's very Kelly-like. I don't know. And it was interesting for the other kind of side to see this, and they're like, Kelly wins stuff. Why wouldn't they want to play with Kelly? But she's made quite the reputation for herself among the other house guests. So there we go. So she advances to round 2, since no one picked her. So first up, it's Morgan versus Zach. And Morgan is just like, I'll go. I want to go up against Zach, the love of my life. I trust him so much in this game. He's so great. He's so fantastic. And basically what they do is they run around and they hit buttons and they run on balance beams like they're damn Dominique Dawes or Shannon Miller. And they're just like Simone Biles in it. Zach goes first and gets 35.62 seconds. And Morgan's like, now is the time. All right. He's going to see my athleticism. He's going to fall in love with me. All right. He might not have loved me before, but he's going to love me now. So she goes to work. And we know Morgan is a former track star. Aren't her parents both track stars or something? And she gets 23.81. So she destroys this man in the physical competition, which all of these men clearly on this cast have very solid, non-fragile egos. So I'm sure it was fine. I'm sure he was like, yes, that's what I want. A woman who's going to beat me in physical comps. I'm sure that was what he's been looking for. So Morgan wins that round and she beats Zach's time. And then Keanu comes up and then he beats Morgan with a time of 23 seconds flat. And I'm thinking, what was Zach doing that this guy, Keanu is ripped, but he's also thick. He's a thickum. Okay. That's what I call him in the foosball when I watch football with my husband. It's I forget the guy's positions, but the ones, I think they're like an offensive line. Okay. Don't judge me. I'm newly into foosball with my husband, but we cheer for the Vikings. So we're used to losing, but we're loyal. And there's some thickums. So I think he would be like a thickum. Okay. And he's going on, running through these things super fast. I'm like, dang, Keanu is just good at these competitions to an annoying jag percentage. Like he's very annoying at this. So he beats Morgan and Morgan's like, oh. And then he is able, since he won for his team, he is able to pick 4 people to boot from the game. The thickum is able to go. And he's, Keanu has no poker face. I don't know much about Dungeons and Dragons, but do you have to have a Dungeons and Dragons face? Or do you, when I've seen people play Dungeons and Dragons, and I have, because I've done stand-up comedy shows at comic book stores where people were playing Dungeons and Dragons and other games like that, and were very annoyed the comedy show was going to interrupt that. And I apologize, sirs and ma'ams, for that. But so we had to keep the lights on so they could play their game. It was actually really cute. But don't you have to have a Dungeons and Dragon face? Don't you have to have any kind of like poker face in that game? Or you're just like, yeah, I don't even know any terms. I got the troll guy that's going to beat the dragonfly. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. Clearly, I don't know. A Harles 1, thank you for the super chat. Says, love you, Jolene. Thank you for your hilarious coverage. I always get a kick out of the BB25 Felicia. Okay. Oh, God. I just miss Felicia so much. And it's times like these where we could really use her comedic relief and her levity. Even her telling us to shut up.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, but the okay is iconic.
Okay.
Mama Fee, we miss you. She should have went back in the house with Rachel. Now that would have been fantastic. All right. So Keanu's like, yeah. Okay, right away. He's got the names like on the tip of his tongue. He didn't have to think. They're like, you get 4 people. Lauren, she's like, Keanu as the winner of this round with 23 seconds flat. I don't know am I doing it okay, Vince? Am I saying it right? Vince is like, you're doing great. You get to choose 4 people to be eliminated from, and right away, Keanu's like, Will, Ashley, Morgan, Mickey, bye. It was too fast. He should have paused a little, but he's mad. He's fresh off feeling blindsided with this vote, even though they didn't blindside him. None of these people blindsided. These are all people. Will couldn't vote himself out. Ashley, Morgan, and Mickey were clearly going to vote to keep Will. He was blindsided by Zach and Vinny, but he's like, yeah, Will, Ashley, Morgan, Mickey. Yep. Bye. Beat it. And they're like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, goodbye. See you later. So then the remaining players have to create 3 new teams of 3. And Rachel, you guys, it was hilarious. Rachel's like, I'm on Keanu's team. I get Keanu. And she grabs him like she's about to get, evicted from the damn Bachelor. She's like, I got Keanu. And Keanu's like, no, I want to stay on my other team with the dudes. I want the sausage team. I want to stay with like Zach. And she's like, I got Keanu. I'm with Keanu. Hi, Keanu. I'm staying with you. Keanu, you're on my team. And she's grabbing him. And Keanu is not happy. He's like, I don't know what Rachel's doing. But Rachel's like, whether I win with him or sabotage him so he can't win and put my friends up, either way, I'm with you. Flutters grab a life vest. Keanu, thickum. So Keanu tries to ditch her. He literally, Taylor Swift tries to shake her off, and it doesn't work. He's like, I want to be with my OG team. Zach, Jimmy, or Zach, Riley, or whoever. And it's too late. Rachel is on him. She's like, nope, we're on a team. We're on a team together. You can't go back on a team. Once I picked my team, I picked you. We're on the team. And Keanu is just, oh my God. I loved watching him squirm. I loved watching Rachel just take control and go, no. This is what we're doing. I'm with you. Look at me. I already put my arm around you. I claimed you. It's you and me in the summertime. Blue, blue, blue. Look at me. Look at Rachel here. He's like, no, I want Riley. I don't want Vince. I don't want the dudes. Rachel's like, nope, it's me. Purple yoga pants. Hi, I'm on you. I'll find you. Like, she is not letting go. So ultimately, it is Zach, Jimmy, and Riley versus Keanu, Rachel, and Vince. And you would think, Rachel's supposed to be this big liability, but really it's Vince. Okay. Because right away, Zach, Jimmy, and Riley go, and they get 56.75 seconds. They all have to run down the balance beam, hit the thingies, the buttons, then come back. And they do it all in 56.75 seconds as a team. And then Keanu, Rachel, and Vince go. Rachel does pretty good. And then Vince is like, I have incredible coordination. Just ask my mom. I used to skateboard. And then it was like, how long ago was this?
It's a good time to be medicated.
Because he fell. Vince fell. Vince, this isn't a kick flip. Vince is trying to do an ollie off the little boards, off the balance beams. It's like, this isn't skateboarding. Okay, phony hawk. This is a totally different game. So clearly he did not, in fact, have coordination, like he said. And so he fell off. And they lose and are eliminated. Okay. Then Kelly, Catherine, and Ava get a chance to go after the dudes, Riley, Jimmy, and Zach, and try to beat them doing the exact same thing. And they're like, we got this. And Kelly, Kelly's pissed. She's like, even though I'm stuck with playing with girls and I prefer the company of men, I am going to try my best, being the super comp beast I am, and work with these women. I don't know what I'll have in common with them other than we are all women, but that is not enough for me. So they attempt to go, and Ava, she must have been skateboarding with Vince because she too is just falling. Poor Ava. Ava right away, she, trying her best. And she fell off a few times. Our sweet baby Ava did. And she's like, whoops, Sarzies, I tried. And they're like, oh, Ava, you did. You gave it a good try. Let me see if I have a picture of Ava here. Okay, we have Keanu. This dude, I'm telling you, he's just like the thickum. He's got moves. He's got moves for days. Meanwhile, Ava's like, oh, my labia. She She took some falls there. Okay. Look at Catherine. What's Catherine in the back? Catherine back there laughing or cheering. I can't tell. So the ladies are eliminated, and Kelly's like, I knew it. Women just can't do anything. Good thing I'm not like other girls. I'm like Kelly girls. So they are out. Now it's round 3. And Zach, Riley, and Jimmy, who were once on a team, have to compete against each other to touch all the buttons and then get back to their platforms. They got to run on the balance beams, button around the carousel horse, and then hit their button. Zach goes first, and he gets 24.75 seconds. And he's like, yeah, he wiped off his shoes. Like, he was taking it very seriously. He was LeBron James in it, okay? Then Jimmy goes, and Jimmy gets 24.81 seconds. So fast, but not fast enough. And then Riley's little twink ass goes, and he gets 17.5 seconds. That's faster than Adderall floats in the wind when it's crushed up. Okay. It was just, he just went. He had them yiddo yeggies. That's what we call them on our little pets. Look at his yiddo yeggies. He's just got them yiddo supermodel yeggies. Supermodel. And he's just lanky. And he's like, here I come. He's like, ding, 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 ding. And 17.5 seconds. Some people say he was flying high. All right. With them yiddo yeggies, he smashed. He's like, yeah, yeah. Because you cannot be a man and win a physical comp in Big Brother without going, yeah. Oh, you gotta do the shoulders, and it's a whole thing. I think it's to air out their armpits, but I'm not sure. I am a mere woman, Kelly. I wouldn't know these things. So he's excited. He's like, yes, I'm doing something. Look at me, Catherine. Can we sleep in the same bed yet? And she's like, I have yet to smile, so probably not. You get really sweaty at night. And you smell like Fritos. So yeah, probably not, but okay. I'll think about it. So he's excited, and they go in the house and they celebrate his win. And obviously we have him holding up the HOH key like, yeah, look at me, mom and dad. Not just bull riding anymore. I'm going to get all the instant pudding, because I just have a feeling that on his list is pudding. You know, he just strikes me as the guy that's like, I want to win HOH because I want to have pudding. You want some pudding. Super Christian Legends. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says Keanu was having an Elsa moment. Let me go. Can't hold me back anymore. Let me go. And Rachel was like, ain't gonna cling on to you forever and ever. So Riley's so excited. And I obviously, I know that it's going to be taken from him. So I'm really enjoying watching him celebrate, knowing it's all going to be torn away from him at any moment. That because I'm evil. And so he's celebrating, and he's like, yeah. And all these people wanted Kelly and Keanu to go home, and I don't want them to go home. I want to stir this house up. Okay. Woohoo! Rodeo style. And then he talks to Keanu, and they go in the gym. And Keanu, again, now clock when he does win. Let me see. I think I have a screenshot of it. When he won, nope, that's Ava again. Hey, girl. Keanu jumps in Riley's little twink arms. This thickum jumps up, and he's like, yeah. Now this is going to affect Riley's game for this week. Okay. Not only does the twist, but this Keanu being so excited that he won is really going to have an impact on how the others view him in the house, and not in a good light, unfortunately. But Riley's like, at least I'm getting a little touch. Okay? Because Catherine ain't giving it up. He doesn't want to play the game, y'all. He wants to get laid. Okay, and this is the closest thing he's going to get to possibly getting laid, is having his own HOH room. So after Keanu jumps in his arms and they celebrate in the house, then they meet again for Keanu to hold him. Keanu is so excited. He's like, yes, I love you. This is so great. This is great for our games. Me and you. They have long embraces, like very sexy, very sexual. Okay. One of them could have gotten pregnant. I hope they used protection. All right. So Keanu and him talk, and Keanu's like, what are you thinking? And Riley says, well, I'm going to put up Mickey, Ashley, and Morgan on the block, because I think one of them has the power. And Keanu's like, me too. And I'm going to flush that power like I do the turds in my toilet, even though sometimes I forget to flush. I think that's why Catherine doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with me. Because if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, I forget to flush it down. You know what I'm saying? So he's already, they're all ready with their nominations. They don't have to think. They don't have to talk to anyone. Right away, Riley's like, nope, I'm putting up Ashley, I'm putting up Morgan, and I'm putting up Mickey. Because we all know women you don't want to bang are evil.
The patriarchy!
Yep. I don't want any of that, so they could go. Now, they also, after they talk, Keanu agrees. He's like, yeah, do it. Keanu talks to Jimmy and Vince and Zach about who they think has the power. A lot of them are saying Ashley. They think Ashley has the power. Or Mickey. They do mention Mickey as well. And then Keanu lets them know that Riley is thinking about putting on the block Mickey, Ashley, and Morgan. And Zach's like, well, I know that Mickey has the power. I'm pretty sure. She hasn't told me, but I think I know. All right. And I would rather Mickey be HOH than Riley. So I'm going to warn them. So then Zach goes and tells Morgan and Mickey and Ashley that Riley is going to nominate them. So that leaves, Mickey to be like, well, I guess I have to use my power. I got to use my power. Now, previously, I was like, Mickey's never going to be able to use her power. It's not going to work.
It's inappropriate.
Because everyone knew. Everyone was like, it's got to be Mickey. It's got to be Mickey. So they've narrowed it down now to Mickey or Ashley. But previously, people were like, I'm pretty sure it's Mickey. I'm pretty sure it's Mickey. I felt things in the comp where she won it. I saw things, blah, blah, blah. At this point, only Morgan knows, allegedly. That's what Mickey's saying. And so she talks to Morgan. What should we do? What should we do? We should use it. So then Mickey says, I need to talk to Rachel because I need to let some of our people know, Rachel especially, so that she can help me because she's an actress. And Rachel says, boy, am I. I am an actress. I played lifeguard number 6, 7, 8, 9, and dead body number 10 on the beach for The Bold and the Beautiful from 2004 to 2024. So I actually had to quit that to come here. Yeah. So I know my acting, girl. So Rachel's ready to act. And Mickey says, I have the power. Okay. I got the power. And Rachel's like, oh my God, this is my favorite part of Big Brother. You really do? She's like, girl, I'm going to need you to act your ass off. And Rachel's like, baby, I was born this way. Okay. I'm ready. Let's do it. So Rachel was so serious about this. I need you to go in there. Now he gets to interrogate us. Who does? Riley? Okay. 3 minutes. Okay. You got it. You got it. So Riley's going to interrogate them. Rachel's going to act. Morgan now knows she's using the power. Now they don't want Ashley to know. This was kind of funny because I think this was now Ashley, I think, feels some type of way that they didn't tell her, but we know Ashley, Ashley, she can't know these kind of things. She's just not the player who can, because something's going to slip. Something's going to slip and slide out of her mouth and it could destroy it and you'll get Ashley'd and she'll mention something. So it was best that she not know this. Will you get Ashley'd? So Ashley ends up not knowing. She does such a great job. Okay. But I think just naturally they needed her natural reaction. All right. So then all of a sudden they're like, wee, it's the HOH interrogation power alert or activation alert. Riley's like, what the fudge is the HOH interrogation power activation alert? What? And then everyone just sits on the couch with their mouth ajar. Everyone was just like, as it's explained that someone has activated the HOH power, the interrogation power activation. Someone has a power that can make them the HOH. Right now, Riley, you are dethroned. And Riley's teeth almost fell out of his mouth. Okay. He was like, but I want to be the HOH. I've been waiting all day. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. He was having his Kelly Clarkson moment and it's going to be taken away. So he's pissed. He's like, and I get to interrogate some people, apparently. And if I suss out that you got it, then I stay HOH and and I know that you know, and we know that we know what you did. And right away, Riley's like, tell me now, call me now. He doesn't. He's like, I'm not playing like this. You're taking time away from me in the HOH room when I'm trying to bang Catherine. And it's not fair. I've had a rager in the cager since day one for Catherine. And I think she's attracted to power. And I also get pictures of my family and pudding. So don't do this to me. If you say you have it right now, I won't use it against you because I'll find you. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it was just so ridiculous. He's just so mad. So he's like, you could be safe if you just fess up, Fessy, fess up. Who flipped? Or your ass. He says these like horribly 90s cliches, like your ass is grass. Your ass is the lawn and I'm the lawnmower or something. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, Riley. Cool story. So he's pissed. He's like, you fuck with the wrong one. You fuck with the wrong one. Okay, I'm gonna bite my nails so much around you. You fuck with the wrong one. Literally, the dude like eats his nails. Like he's always biting his nails, eating them and spitting them. And we saw it in this episode. I talked about it during the last spoiler video, but he does that. And it's so disgusting, you guys. Oh my God. Get a nail clipper. You're a grown man. All right. So he's like, you effed with the wrong one. Ava comes into the room and Ava's like, it could be me. I don't know. It's not me. It's not me. But I think she says this in the group still. She's like, it could be me. It's not me. It's not, but it could be. And I love it because what we learn later from the feeds, just a little spoiler, is that Ava of the power. And so she knew that was sus, but she said, I didn't want to out Mickey. I didn't want to suspect her or anything. So I didn't say anything. And I'm like, Ava, you damn queen, Ava.
I want to compete on Big Brother for the money.
Letting a power be used. You know we like when things work out. Okay, thank you, Ava. So Riley's like, okay, I think it's either Ashley or Rachel or Mickey. Now Vince slithers his way up there. Slithering. Just I don't even want to give him the slithering. Okay, Vince is a Harry Potter house that doesn't even exist. Well, no one wants to be a part of. Okay. And he's like, his little snake ass slithers up there and he says, it's Ashley or Rachel or Mickey. All right, it is, I think. And he just rats them out. And I was like, rat. I was so pissed. I was like, Vince. He's like, well, now talk about floater. Talk about floating to the power, doing whatever you got to do, playing a rat floater game. Talking about Rachel's a floater. Sir, you rat, Andy here and rat floater all over you. Own it. Own it. But you wish it was as good as Andy's game, okay? Own it, sir. So he's just ratting them out. Yeah, it's Ashley or Rachel or Mickey. I think it's Mickey. I'm like, you dirty rat. Then Lauren comes in and she's like, hi, I don't know. I'm nervous. I think
2,000 years later.
I think it's Mickey. He's like, okay, thank you. Okay, it's the next day because literally Lauren, it was the next day. Rachel comes in and Rachel's like, hi, what are you doing? What's going on? Ava comes in and she's like, it's not me, or is it me? I don't know if it's me. It could be me. I think I farted. Like Ava just, and knowing now that Ava knew this whole time that it was Mickey and she still didn't rat Mickey out. I'm like, Ava, one of us. All right. And then Rachel comes in. She's like, hey, what's up? I wore my Bold and the Beautiful eyeliner. What's going on? How you doing? And he was like, who you think it is? And Rachel says, I don't know. What if it's America? Could be America. America the country, America the player from last season who's now on the challenge. Go America. AmeriCorey. It could be AmeriCorey. It could be. Corey Worcestershire sauce in America. No? Okay. And she's like, oh no. Rachel was pretty funny up in the HOH room. I found her very entertaining. And he was like, it's not helping me at all. And then Keanu comes in and Keanu, thank God for Keanu and his horrible reads on the game. Okay. He might be able to move his thickums through these competitions to get the W, but the thickum up here, not as thick. The brain's not as thick in the game. Okay. Keanu says, we both know it's Ashley. Bro, it's Ashley. We know it, bro. Plugs recognize plugs. Come on. Bro, we both know. Will comes in. I don't even know what Will said. I think Will's just like, it's not me. It ain't me, babe. Then Ashley comes in and Ashley gives the performance of a lifetime. Now, had Ashley known, I don't know how she would have performed in the HOH room. I would have been a little more worried, but she was very giggly. She's smiling. She's kind of looking down. She's like, hey, hi. And Riley's like, I'm trying to figure out who has the power. And she's like, and he's like, what is so funny? Clearly Ashley has it because she's giggling. She's a giggle squad. And she's smiling. Ashley's like, I don't know who has the power. I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't even know who has the power. But this is so funny because you were dethroned. And that means like you don't get to have your bed and share it maybe with Catherine, which is hilarious because you're probably not going to get any sex. And I know that's why you're here. This is funny. And Riley's pissed. He's like, why is she laughing? And Ashley's just like, yeah, anyways. So then Ashley goes back downstairs, still smiling, still laughing. She's nervous. This is fun. It's a game. It's like she knows she doesn't have the power, but someone she's aligned with probably does. And so she's just like the giggle squad. She's like, oh my God. This is so fun. Isn't this fun? This is like, this is Big Brother. And Catherine is pissed. As Ashley is like reacting throughout the whole process, Catherine's looking, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Catherine was looking across the way at Ashley because Ashley was sitting pretty much directly across from Catherine and she was giving her the evil eye. She's like, nobody comes between me and my man's power. Catherine was pissed. So then Catherine goes to Ashley. She's like, Ashley, why are you smiling so much? You realize, are you getting joy off the fact that he's going to lose his power? Is this making you happy and smile? He's basically crying. He was really looking forward to getting pudding in his basket. And Ashley's like, what? Catherine, you're mad at me for smiling. And here comes Mama Rachel. Mama Rachel's like, no. She's like, Catherine, what's wrong with you? Don't come at my friend for smiling. Catherine, you need to sit down. And Catherine goes, I am sad. Rachel says this. We love Rachel, but she's got the worst comebacks. Catherine, you need to sit down. And Catherine's literally sitting with her feet up. And Catherine goes, I am sad. And then Rachel goes, well, then maybe you need a timeout. And Catherine's like, ugh. It's just rude. It's rude because he's basically crying and he's going to lose something. And you guys are so happy. Yeah, Catherine, because it's a game. And him losing is them winning something because they just heard that they're going to go on the block if he wins and keeps his HOH. So he's not trying to bang everyone in the house, Catherine, just you. He's just love bombing and creepy crawlering you. But he wants to put the rest of the women up. He calls them the unfuckables. No, he doesn't. But I imagine that's Riley's list. He's like, I'm going to write down my plans for HOH. Okay. Who do I wanna fuck? Okay. Who do I not wanna fuck? Okay. Catherine, I can't spell it, so I'm just going to put cat. And then all others unless drunk. Okay, so here's who's going on the block. Okay, definitely women. So the woe is going up and the men is not. But the woe up, men not. Okay. That's just from watching him on the feeds how I think he would devise his plan for who goes up on the block, you guys. So Catherine and Rachel get into it and Ashley's just like, I just thought it was funny. And then Rachel, so dramatic, she tells Ashley, let's go. We're getting up, and she pulls Ashley away. And she said, as she walks away, she's like, we don't like bullies, Catherine. Catherine's like, whatever, major loser. And it was just, the fights this season are so cringe. Yeah, just the women of color and also the ones I don't want to fuck. That's just who we're putting on the block, okay? The woe, but not the men. The woe man, but not the man. Okay, you guys get it. I'm so glad you guys understand where I'm coming from. Heather Strandberg, thank you for the super chat. Heather says, I am sat is a reference from Lovesick and UK. Lovesick and UK. Chris Hughes, Jojo Siwa's BF, said it's season 3. Oh, is that the television show he's on? It's called Lovesick? Lovesick Land? Was he on Love Island? Chris Hughes, Jojo Siwa's boyfriend. Oh, I saw they met on Celebrity BB UK. I am sat. She was sat. Yes, Joshua. Catherine was giving the you're a virgin who can't drive energy. Definitely.
You're a virgin who can't drive.
Mm-hmm. Very, very dramatic and hilarious. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Says, I would have picked Ashley too. You guys would have picked it. The giggles are what did it. Yeah, just so dramatic. So they leave. And then Catherine's like, whatever. I don't even care. Oh my God. It's like, I want to love Catherine, but I can't. I just can't. I can't. I want to love this, like, whatever. But I can't. I can't. I want to love her 90s frenemy, mean girl on every television show energy, but I can't. I can't right now. Jimmy says that he thinks that it's Ashley. So a lot of people pushing toward the Ashley route. Mickey and Riley have their interrogation. Okay. And this is the real business. The real business is going down. Because Mickey basically is like, well, I'm just going to let him do all the talking. Luckily for her, Riley does a lot of talking. And we all know, the people who talk the most aren't the most intelligent. It's those that listen. that are more intelligent. And Riley is just talking. So she's like, I just let him talk about it. Being Ashley, he did all the talking and he basically asked me no questions. And so Ashley had said to him, she heard through the grapevine that he was going to put her and Morgan and Mickey on the block. And then when Mickey came up, she's like, I did hear that as well. And Riley's like, well, who would have said that? Well, clearly then Ashley's guilty. So Mickey just like sits there and lets him sink his own battleship. She's like, okay, sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you say, Rai. Whatever you say, right guy. Sounds good. So Riley's then like, yeah, girl. He's like, I got it. It's Ashley. I know it's Ashley. I'm going to get my pudding and my pudding. Okay. I'm going to get my pudding and my pudding. My pudding. And they get it, Jolene. Okay. I know, but I just want you to know my pudding and my pudding. Okay. Stop it. Grow up. I never will. All right. So then, it's time. All right. Oh no, Zach. Oh, last but not least, Zach throws him off the scent and says he thinks it's Ashley because he'd prefer. And I think we talked about that already. But I was like, Zach, you're not going to win me over this episode. However, I do appreciate what you've done. But Riley's like, I know it's Ashley. I know it. So then he has to go in the back and come back out, and he reads a card. He's like, okay, I know it's Ashley, but the person with the power, please stand up. Please stand up. Mickey stands her ass up, and Riley proceeds to have a hissy fit. He's like, you lied to me, Mickey. You lied. You're a dirty liar. And Mickey, they're like, it's a game, Riley. You lied. I was going to get my pudding and you lied. I asked for Bud Dry. Why ask why I drink Bud Dry? And now I'm not going to get my beers. You lied. Mickey's like, it's a game. They're all like, it's a game, Riley. And he's like, I don't care. You're liars. I hate you. This sucks. This is stupid. I want it fair and square. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my God, I was going to get my own bathroom. I feel pressure every night to brush my teeth because everyone else is brushing their teeth. But now I have my own bathroom, so I don't have to brush my teeth. And now I got to brush my teeth. I'm not going to get my pudding. He's pissed. He just raging out. And they're like, it's a game. Now, next episode, we're going to see, because the full rage, and hopefully they show it, because on the feeds, everyone, even Riley himself, admitted he cussed Mickey out. Cussed her out. He had to go into that HOH room and apologize to her. Not because he wanted to, because Catherine told him to. And he was like, I don't want to, Catherine. My whole life, people have been doing me dirty. They've been doing me dirty. It's about time someone apologized to me. And Catherine's like, well, do whatever you want. But I'm just saying that's what I would do. I would apologize. Because she's HOH now. And he's like, so he goes up there and he's like, I don't normally talk to women that way. And every woman who watches it is like, yes, you do. You don't just start on national television cussing women out when you don't get your way. You've been doing that your whole life. Okay? I don't want your life. So Mickey gets his power, and hopefully they show this amazing scene of Riley boo-hoo crying like a big old baby to Catherine on the couch up by, where they play chess. And then you see Rachel and I think Jimmy or Ashley quietly bringing Mickey's things up to the HOH room because they kicked his ass out like he owed them back rent. They were like, goodbye. They repossessed the HOH room. And Riley's like, I know that feeling all too well. I had a GMC truck that was repoed one time. They didn't give me enough time. Okay. So they're like slowly bringing his stuff up like, don't disrupt him. He's having a hissy fit. He's cried boo-hoo, cry babying. And it was so great. So I hope we see that as he's like, it's mine. I want it fair and square. And Catherine's like, I know. Yeah, it totally sucks. But like, you have to apologize. I don't want to. That's not my purse. Okay. So this picture of the two of them standing up there as Mickey steals this man's HOH. Talk about a rager in the cager, okay? Because this is the thing that makes me excited. Now let's get to some spoilers, okay? I gave you a couple little spoilers. A couple. Yeah, he was moving out in garbage bags because that's how he came in. You come out the same way you come in. All right? And, coincidentally, Riley uses those as contraception as well, which is why he allegedly had a baby. Because garbage bags, I don't know if you know, no matter how big or secure the hefty cinch sack, you got to use condoms. Okay. And even those are not 100%. Okay. The best way to not have a baby when you don't want a baby, abstinence. Do not let your wiener enter a baby door. That's how the babies are made. Okay. It's in the Bible. Definitely in the Bible, you guys. Okay. So Riley is, we're going to see his crash out and him cussing Mickey out. And we're going to see Catherine, hopefully, because I watched her on the live feeds, the self-proclaimed feminist, make excuses for why Riley would cuss out a woman.
The patriarchy!
I wonder, was that in the feminist mystique? I mean, where did Catherine, in her feminist studies, is that what she thought? She's like, what would Gloria Steinem do? She would make excuses for the man yelling at a woman over a game move and cussing her out, calling her out on her name. Yeah, it's definitely what she would do. Okay, so spoiler alert, you guys. Now Mickey is HOH. Mickey has nominated Riley. She nominated Keanu and she nominated Kelly. And like we talked about yesterday, Keanu won the power veto. Because even though Kelly keeps telling everyone to backdoor, it's not a traditional backdoor, but to put him up, Keanu up after the POV, so he only has the BB butt blaster to save himself. People keep putting him up, and he keeps taking himself off, and he is really feeling himself. So tomorrow is the POV ceremony where Mickey has to name a renom. And you would think this would be very easy. You stole his HOH. He cussed you out. He was going to put you on the block. You're not aligned with him. Send Riley home. It's really not that difficult. Okay? Thank you. Put Catherine up as the renom, so he has to go up against the love of his life. Break his heart 10 more times because he was going to put you on the block and put your game in jeopardy. But instead, not only does Mickey not want Riley to go home and is telling other people, and they're like, oh no, we wouldn't vote Riley out. She's thinking about nominating her own alliance member, Jimmy. Now, is Jimmy shady? Yeah. Is Jimmy sneaky? Oh, yeah. But right now, he works with you. They're trying to heism Jimmy. They're trying to get rid of Jimmy sooner than they need to. Did Jimmy do whatever he wanted in his HOH? Yes. But did he put you up? No. Jimmy, meanwhile, is like, can I get you a snack? Can I make you something? You feeling okay? Want me to rub your feet? Should we do a little spa day with the gals? Let's kiki. Let's talk. Because Mickey had a conversation with Morgan and Keanu, and we know that there was no love lost between the three of them, obviously with Keanu throwing their names out all the time and them throwing Keanu's names out. And Morgan has been so paranoid about Keanu winning an HOH and putting her on the block, to the point where at one point Will is on the block having to say, girl, you are worried about a what if. I'm worried about a what is, and I am on the block. So Keanu hasn't even won the damn HOH yet. And he'll probably put my ass up there right next to you. So she's been so paranoid because she heard that Keanu called her a snake. And she heard that Keanu said that Mickey and Morgan are trying to cook their way through the game or something. because they cook all the time for everyone. Yes, put your tomatoes in the chat, you guys. This is so dumb. Right after Mickey does a bold, badass move, she is not using her brain. David, thank you for the super chat. David said, I love the picture of Mickey and Goofy. It is. I was like, who's going? Oh, I get it. I get it, David. It took me a minute. It took me. Put your tomatoes in the chat. It's horrible. So they had to talk with Keanu and they were like, let's compare notes. Why do you hate me? Why do I hate you? Why do we hate each other? And they're all like, it's Jimmy. It's Jimmy and a little Rachel, and it's Jimmy. So Jimmy became public enemy number one. Now we know that the triple threat, there's been, some cracks in the foundation of that alliance. Mickey and Jimmy have commiserated about how they feel like Morgan is too tied to Vince and Zach. And then Mickey and Morgan have commiserated about how Jimmy just kind of did whatever he wanted during his HOH and seemed to temporarily replace them with Lauren and Catherine, which didn't last. But that's all fine and dandy, Randy, but that's not what we do week 4. When you have all these people, like this man, she literally thinks Riley is telling her, if you don't put Catherine up as a renom and I stay, I got your back. I got your back, Jack. And I'm thinking, no, once you put someone on the block, they never forget that shit. Riley was going to put you up. You took his HOH. You took his opportunity to possibly get turned down to be laid in the HOH. He's never going to forget this. All right. And Kelly is making him promise, like, if I go, take out Mickey. He's like, I will. Riley he is not going to uphold this with Mickey. And even if he does for a couple weeks, it's so stupid. Get rid of Riley. He's never going to forget what you did. But here we are. She is going to possibly put Jimmy up.
It's inappropriate.
It's so dang ridiculous. Not only that, but today there was like 911 on the feeds. All right. When I was just waiting for Rachel to hear about this with putting Jimmy up because Rachel is very against that, And I thought, oh, Rachel will set them straight. But then Rachel's up there talking to Mickey. Mickey starts crying and they start talking about putting Ava on the block as the replacement. But then they don't really mean Ava because the way they're describing Ava, it sounds like they're describing Rachel.
Huh?
And I was like, what? And I went on to the Twitter to see what people are saying, and everyone was confused. And sure enough, they were using Ava allegedly as code for Rachel and putting Rachel up as a replacement nom. And then if she doesn't win the BB Butt Blaster, sending her home. Hey, doggies. Oh my goodness. So I was just like, what is going on? And I'll explain that in a second. Smash that like. I gotta go check on my fur babies there. Something's going down, okay?
All of you are so stupid.
I'm reverting back to my high school days of instigating. Like, I loved instigating. I was such a problem.
Oh no.
I was such a problem. I'm good at instigating. I love it. Makes me happy.
Yeah, he's talking about that.
I'm reverting back to my high school days of instigating. Like, I loved instigating. I was such a problem.
Oh no.
I was such a problem. I'm good at instigating. I love it. Makes me happy.
Yeah, he's talking about that.
I'm reverting back to my high school days of instigating. Like,
You better not! You better not!
Please like and subscribe.
You never know what's gonna happen.
All of you are so stupid!
Okay, sorry. I had to check on the doggos. Everything's good. They're just having a little WrestleMania going on. So Ava was code for Rachel. And they were thinking of putting Rachel up because apparently Rachel is privy to the fact that was made privy to the fact that a lot of these people are saying, we'll keep her around for jury and that's it. And Rachel's like, I can't win anything. She was kind of feeling down maybe about herself. Well, probably. And she's like, if they're just going to keep me here for jury, I'd rather be home with my family. And Morgan's like, I can't do it. So then it was more freaking crying. And I'm like, oh, every damn HOH has been so dramatic this season. Mickey's like, I can't, because I never watched one of your seasons, Rachel. Okay? So I don't know much about you. But I think a lot of people didn't like you. Right? And Rachel's like, yeah. I don't care about any of that. Because the woman I know is a good freaking woman. And I just look up to you so much. And when I have a baby, I'm going to call you and I'm going to go, is this normal? Should I be dilated 30 centimeters? There's 2 heads coming out at once. Is that okay? And my mom's going to go, who are you talking to? And be like, I'm talking to Rachel, the redhead from the Big Brother season that didn't let it go. Okay? Do I push like, am I going to poop when I push? Is it going to be embarrassing? You're going to be there. You're going to be there at the bottom of my baby door catching my newly born baby. Now I know I don't have a man or a plan, but you're going to be there catching my slippery little fetus as it comes into the world. It's going to see you, Rachel. Floaters, grab a life vest. Okay? Babies, grab some air. And I'm like, oh my God. And Rachel's like, ah, and they're crying. I'm thinking, Rachel, this is not what Rachel does. I don't know if this if this was really a moment of weakness for Rachel, if this is part of her gameplay. But I was like, no, we're not doing this. Rachel, you're not coming back as a returning player and then quitting. So here's Mickey like, you're such a good woman. I look up to you. It's like, girl, she's like 5 years older than you. Calm down. Calm down. And then they're hugging and talking about childbirth and okay, cool. And I'm like, no. She's gonna go in the DR and the producers are gonna talk her out of this. Because what's the point of even coming back? The only time I understood one of these things is when Sandra came back for like her 50th time on Survivor, and they were gonna send her to Exile Island. She's like, peace, bitches, I'm done. Queen stays queen. Like, okay, I'll give it to Sandra. But Rachel, we're not doing that. This isn't Survivor. You got flushable toilets and food here. You need to stay in this game. Do I feel for you that you're playing with a bunch of dummy dum-dums that dum-dum? Yeah, I do. But hopefully Rachel Giesling was doing her own. Do you think Rachel's doing a Rachel's funeral? Like a Dan's funeral? I hope. Because I was like, oh my God. What a waste of time. Okay. So luckily they had a talk later today. Her and Mickey did. And because Mickey's like, we'll talk again later. Let's go eat tacos. Rachel's like, yeah, tacos. So they had tacos, and tacos solves everything. Like if you're ever sad, if you ever, are thinking about quitting, thinking about giving up everything, have some tacos. I'm telling you, have some guacamole. Main vein, some sour cream. You'll be fine. It's okay. Tacos exist. So they had tacos and they had another conversation, and Mickey's like, I was not going to let you go. I was not going to let you go. I know that Ava wanted to go, but Ava's not going. And Rachel's like, I know, I'm over that. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But she had the internet on. We were like, what? I tweeted, oh, you better get in there and be like, Big Brother needs to be like, stop that. Stop that. You are not allowed to talk about quitting. Stop that. And to use Ava's name in vain after everything Ava's given us, I didn't like that, okay? Let's don't even throw out Ava. So Rachel is safe that we know of right now, or Ava is safe. Meanwhile, it doesn't get much better because Mickey is seeming like she wants to solidify her 4 with Morgan, Zach, and Vince. Which I'm like, why? And get rid of Jimmy. She's still seriously considering Jimmy. Rachel at this point, I don't know if there's going to be a final push for Jimmy. I don't really know what Rachel's strategy is right now because it seemed like she was just about to quit. But again, it could be Rachel Giesling coming in. But it seemed this afternoon that there wasn't a ton of pushback on the Jimmy as much as I thought there would be, but maybe she's planning something because I know she doesn't think that's a good idea for Jimmy to go on the block because Rachel's been pushing Vince, and Vince would be a far better person to put up at this time because Jimmy works with you. Now, Vince says he wants to work with you now, but Vince and Zach are too close to your number one or one of your, I don't even know anymore, to Morgan. And you got to get Morgan away from one of those guys. It would be ideal if Mickey could get Zach out, but Zach's social game is pristine right now. Everybody loves him. I don't love him, but everybody else loves him. Okay. And these idiots aren't going to vote out Riley. They're like, oh, Riley's went through so much. Who cares? It's part of the game. And then he cussed you out and got mad about it and was going to put you on the block. Send his ass back to the bull riding pen. We don't care. And they don't want to put up Catherine because there is a little talk about Catherine. Like, but Riley will be really mad. And are they working with you? You guys don't even really like Catherine. You don't even invite her to your stuff. But here we are. So Jimmy is looking like a very viable candidate for Mickey to put on the block, which is just so fucking stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. While Mickey then joins the bottom of an established final 3 Morgan has with Zach, who she's in love with and will flirt with her, and Vinny, who has final 2s, final 3s with everyone in the house and has not prioritized her until this second when Rachel's mentioning him. So hopefully Rachel can pull something out. Now, Ashley has been doing a little work with Will and Rachel to solidify a 3 with them. And Ashley does feel some type of way about not knowing about the power. She also just feels some type of way about Mickey and Morgan in general. She feels as though she doesn't trust them as much as she trusts Rachel and Will because she's seen them both throw each other under the bus, and it's Ashley. But Ashley also is enamored with freaking Zach. So it's been rough watching these feeds and watching these people make just horrible decisions. Now, I don't know if, since we've been on here, if Jimmy if it's been, put out to him at all, that they're putting his name out there. But I hope somebody says something because I need Jimmy to get in that HOH room and talk some sense into Mickey and say, do not, whatever we have, if you can make up with Keanu, surely you can make up with me, Jimmy, your alliance member, and we can keep going on the track we voted together. You're about to go with people who voted your friend out. Well, technically, he put Amy on the block. So, Jimmy did make his own bed with it. They're all just so stupid. Literally, when it comes to this game, smart people, stupid gameplay. Just so dumb.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Amy says, over the last hour, thank God, while I've been live and then watching the episode, she's starting to change her mind. I need that to happen. I need people to get up there and get Catherine on the block, or if she can, if it would be amazing to do Vince, but I don't think she will. But at this point, she really needs to put Catherine up there. It should be a done deal. And then let the freaking, twink cowboy go and, the bull rider, let him sacrifice himself for his lady and watch Kelly destroy them both in the BB butt blaster. And I'm not saying Catherine can't win a puzzle because she's probably very smart because she is an Aquarius. Okay. I am a little biased being an Aquarius myself. However, here we are. But I do think Kelly's going to win. However, Kelly did tell, what the hell is his name? Now I can't even remember his damn name. The bull rider. Okay. She did tell him that she told Riley, she said that I will teach your dumb girlfriend, Catherine, about the BB butt blaster. Cause I know it back and forth and I know how it works. So I will give her a chance. I will. Okay. Kelly's not happy because she did not want to be on the block. She thought this was going to be the time she wasn't going to be on the block. She made a deal with Mickey and she thought it was that she won't go on the block. And instead it was, no, you will go on the block. And if you win the POV, you won't use it. And then you'll go win the BB butt blaster. So I'm hoping that Mickey comes to her senses and puts up Kat or possibly Vince. That won't happen because Morgan that would be the first sign to me like, oh, my girl I'm supposed to be with in an alliance is so enamored with these two dudes. Mickey's had this conversation with Jimmy. They've had this conversation how Morgan stays up late every night with Zach and Vince. Vince and Morgan are just as close as Zach and Morgan. I actually even thought they could be hooking up because she didn't know that Vince had a girlfriend. And Vince has said, yeah, I do flirt with Morgan, but my girlfriend said I could by any means necessary to win this game, apparently. Vince's girlfriend said it, and I think it's because she's just like, be gone. Look away, okay? Be gone. Vince. All right. I think this is a soft breakup. A soft, slow breakup. No. So I would, as Mickey, go, oh, I gotta break up these dudes. Pull Vince out or something. But at this point, you got Riley up there. He didn't win the POV. Put Catherine up there. And then if Catherine goes, Kelly wins the BB butt blaster. Let's say Riley said he's going to fall on the sword for Catherine. Then get Riley out of the game. Now, worst case scenario, Riley stays and then Catherine goes. Riley's pissed at you, sure, but he's already pissed at you because you already took his power. He's already cussed you out. He already was coming for you even before you took his power. So do the right thing, Mickey. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, you guys. I can't believe we're having this conversation. It's not that difficult. I don't know who told these players this season that Big Brother is easy, but they all keep saying the same thing. This is just so hard. I just didn't know it was going to be this hard. It's just so hard every HOH. So now we were all judging Lauren and her slow talking and her indecisiveness, and her HOH was painful. And then this afternoon, Mickey calls Lauren up there and she's like, oh, Lauren, this is hard. And Lauren's like, yeah, it is really hard. Yeah, it's hard. And they both say, because there's not that many people to pick. It's week 4. There's like a fucking million people to pick from still. Oh my God. It's just like, this is just dumb gameplay. It's just so stupid. So hopefully Mickey's going to awaken, like you guys said. Okay. Because, oh my gosh. This is just, I'm dumber. Yeah, Lauren's still slow talk. She's still like, yeah, it's because Mickey's like, it's so difficult. I don't know how you did it. Like, I really, I admire that you were able to do this. And Lauren goes, yeah, it was really hard. Yeah. Just shoot me. Like, I can't with this is what? So that's where we're at, you guys. Vince was in that HOH room, posted up for what felt like an eternity, like he does. Hashtag get Vince out. I will say one good thing about Vince, at least he's playing. You know what I mean? He's doing the most. He's doing the rat floater, but he's playing. He's not my favorite player, but at least he's trying to stay. But they are falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. But Rachel's trying to put them onto his game. But we'll see. Like Janelle says, you never
know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen in Big Brother. So hopefully tomorrow when I go live, we will have results from the POV ceremony and Mickey will have done the right thing and just put Catherine on the block. And then maybe we'll see Riley raging out, which is always fun. Him chewing his nails and then spitting his nails out and going, ooh, they don't want to mess with me. But I am worried because I'm like, Ashley, get up there. Ashley them, do something. But even Ashley's been talking to Riley and Catherine and wanting to work together. And I'm like, oh my God. So we'll see what happens, you guys. Smash that like, leave a comment after the video post and let me know what you think about all of this. I didn't get to all of your comments tonight, but I appreciate you participating in the live chat, showing up, smashing that like, and just being beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Shout out to all my super chatters and new members, IBN, LSA. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Laura and Chrissy Buffenmeyer, thank you for the super chat. Tomorrow with more Big Brother spoilers for the Big Brother breakdown with Jolene. But until then, take care, you guys. And oh my gosh, enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.